What's up, guys? Welcome to lesson 3.6, add and subtract unlike fractions. All right, let's do it. So first here we've got negative 3/4 minus 5/6. They don't have the same denominator. We can't do anything until we rectify that. So how can we do that? Well, all you got to do is you got to think about a common multiple, between 6 and 4. There's a lot of emphasis on finding the least common multiple, but in fact, it doesn't matter. If you find a larger one, you'll still get the right answer. It's just if you find the lowest one, it's a little easier, but find whatever one you can find and you're good to go. I will use the least common multiple just to make life easy, and that is 12. They both go into 12. So next you gotta think, how can we turn 6 into 12? We gotta multiply it by 2, right? But remember, in good fashion, good form with the fraction, whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top. So we're gonna multiply those there. What about this 4? Well, we gotta multiply that by 3. Now I'm gonna remember this is negative even if I write over it. So we gotta do the same to the top, multiply it by 3 as well. I'll keep the negative out here. So now what's gonna happen to these fractions? We got negative 9/12 minus 10/12. But again, a minus is just like a plus negative. So these are two negatives that we are combining. Put it up here. Two negatives that we are combining, so we just add them. It ends up being, we add the numerators, negative 19, keep the denominators the same, over 12. And if we reduce this, how many 12s can we pull out of 19? Just 1. So that equals negative 1 and 7/12. And there's your answer. Let's go on to 24. In a college dormitory, 1/10 of the residents are juniors and 2/5 of the residents are sophomores. What fraction of the students at the dormitory are juniors and seniors? So now we've got 1/10 here, we got 2/5 here. All we got to do is add them. Now I'm just going to let you know something. I believe they've made a mistake in this book, because it says what fraction of the students at the dormitory are juniors and seniors. Technically, what this is saying is they're saying which ones are simultaneously juniors and seniors. Well, none of them. They're either juniors or they're seniors. There's no hybrid, at least that I'm aware of, in schools. So technically this should be 0. But what they meant to say, I believe, is or. So we'll put an or in there. Which one are juniors or seniors? And then it makes a lot more sense, because all we got to do is add these two fractions. So then we have 1/10 plus 2/5, but we've got different denominators. Well, guess what? This is a nice case where 5 can actually go into 10, that second fraction right there. We got to multiply that 5 to get it to a 10 by 2. Multiply the top by 2 as well. So then this becomes 1/10 plus 4/10. And then we go ahead and add these numerators across. What's 1 plus 4? That equals 5/10. And we could divide both of these by 5, which reduces to, this divided by 5 is 1, 10 divided by 5 is 2. So 1/2 of the class are juniors or seniors. Let's go on to the last two problems. We got a word problem. The length of a page in a yearbook is 10 inches. The top margin is 1/2 inch and the bottom margin is 3/4 inch. What is the length of the page inside the margin? So I'll do a quick drawing here. We got this like this. We got a 1/2 inch at the top, and we got a 3/4 at the bottom, and we got 10 for this whole thing. So what is this? We're just taking off this part, and we got the middle in here. So this is a big subtraction problem. We got 10 minus 1/2 minus 3/4. How would I do this personally? I would make these all have let's get them all into fractions or improper fractions with the same denominator. They can all be put over 4. Whole number, we can do anything we want. And again, I'm going to start by putting this over 1. We're going to multiply this by 4 and by 4. Easy way to get the denominator up to 4. How do we get 2 to 4? Multiply it by 2. 1, we multiply that by 2. A little hard to read. Let's rewrite it. So now we got, what's 4 times 10? That's 40 over 4. Minus, that's 2 over 4. Minus 3 over 4. And now let's go from left to right. What's 40 minus 2 is 38. minus 3 is 35, right? I'm just carrying along the subtraction. We don't worry about the denominators. So again, we get 38, and we take away another 3, and we get 35. This equals 35 over 4. But that's hard to understand, so we convert it to a mixed number. How many 4s can we pull out of 35? We can pull out 8. And what do we got left? That's 32. So we got 3/4 left. That is 8 3/4 inches of writing space in here. Finally, let's take a look at this guy. Now this is a really tricky question because we got 17.999999. All right, how do we get rid of that? Well, the thing about 0.999 repeating is you got to think, what is 0.3 repeating? That equals 1/3. What is 0.6 repeating? That equals 2/3. Well, guess what? Strangely enough, 0.9, this is a really tricky problem. 0.9 repeating is 3/3. What is 3 divided by 3? That's 1. So 3/3 is actually, it's a little weird because you actually divide 3 by 3, you don't get 0.9999, you get 1. But this is a strange math truism that 0.9 repeating is actually 1. So this ends up being negative 17 5/6. Minus a negative is just a plus. We don't care about this. I just turned it into a positive. Plus 18. Okay? That's all we got to do. And now we can just basically go ahead and combine these like we've done before. But we have a problem here. We have a whole number piece. And in order to do this correctly, all right, like really, let's reorganize this. This is a really 18, negative this plus this. We could just change the order and say it's 18 minus 17 5/6. Now remember I said before we can kind of combine the whole number pieces and the fraction pieces and we'll get the right answer. Well, here we don't have a fraction piece, so that's a problem in subtraction specifically. So let's make this into let's get it a fraction component. We'll take 1 away from that 18, all right? We'll make it 17, and we'll make this fraction with the same denominator. So what is, if we have a 6 as a denominator, what is 1? Taking 1 out of there. Well, it's got to be a 6 because 6 out of 6 is 1. So there's our 1 right there. We got 17 6/6 minus 17 5/6. These guys are going to cancel out. 17 minus 17 is 0. What's 6/6 minus 5/6? You subtract across just the numerator and we get 1. Denominator stays the same. Final answer is 1/6 and done.